Hey, what's up? It's me. Again, obviously. Today is the 18th of May. It's currently 8:38 p.m. Great number, great time. Anyway, hello. Hi, happy May. I officially graduated from college, so fuck you. You can't tell me shit. You can't tell me jack shit. Hold on. Thought I was gonna sneeze. My allergies are bad. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Anyway. Goddamn, sorry. My allergies are really bad. Anyway, hello. It's May. I graduated from college. So fuck you bitches. College graduate. First in my family. You might be thinking, Hannah, why do you look so disheveled? And to that I say, mind your own business. Why don't you? Anyway, it's May. I went on a cruise. Long story short of the cruise. What the fuck? It's like summer camp for adults. And I did summer camp. I went there lots of times and all in a row. It's really just drunk summer camp with a casino for adults. So, no. Everybody says, do you still wish you were on vacation? Look at this face. Does this face say wishes she were still in the ocean? No. No, I do not. It was fun. Not an 8-day bender. For me. For some, but not me. However, happy May. I have a boyfriend. Crazy. Crazy. You know, if I said that around Paul, said boyfriend, he would start saying, crazy. I was crazy once. And he'd do it for a long time, for a while. And I would say, you talk so much. And he would do it for a while because he's done it before. But yeah, we're going to see Noah Khan on the 29th with his friends. I met two of his friends yesterday, and they're delightful. And then I met some of his other friends, and they're also delightful. And they love me. Well, who doesn't? But apparently they've all been telling him to ask me out for some time now. His friend DM'd me on Instagram, like immediately after I left his apartment this morning, said, Paul told him. He immediately DM'd me on Instagram and said, so I hear you have a boyfriend now. Yeah. I said, who is this person? Because his Instagram name is Weston, but his name is Easton, so it was very confusing for me for a few seconds. But I figured it out because I'm very smart, and also it says it right there, and I know how to read. You'd think. Anyway, back to the cruise. It was fun. I got a sunburn. In weird places. My butt. Yeah, like around the lines of my swimsuit. My shins. Cool. Awesome. No. Cool. But yeah, went to Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. It was great. I don't have any of my trinkets here because I have like only 85% unpacked. My suitcase. I have weird posture. Guys, why didn't you tell me that? Anyway, so I've decided I'm making friendship bracelets. Fuck you. For this Noah Khan concert. And I have two. And I made this one. It says forever. It's very cute. It has a little star. Hey, back up from the fucking camera, would you? It's got a little star. It's adorable and so cute. And this one says Maine, because those are two of my favorite Noah Kahn songs. Your Mother. I'm going to make an orange juice one. Sydney's favorite Noah Kahn song is Strawberry Wine, and she already has a strawberry wine bracelet. And she's also not going with me, so sorry, kiddo. Sydney's buying a car, methinks, so she said. A Mini Cooper from the Warner Economy Corner lot by our house. I said, did you go with Mom to look at it? And she goes, no, I went with Dad. And I said, yeah, that's probably best. Because my mom doesn't want her to buy a new car, even though hers is actively rusting out from beneath her and is 19 years old. In 2006. Actively rusting out from beneath her. And she drives half an hour to 40 minutes to school every day. But she should be grateful for what she has. Hey. Whatever. If I look like I didn't get any sleep last night and have excess mascara under my eyes, it's because both of those things are true. Because I did not get a lot of sleep last night. Not for the reasons that you think. I just couldn't fall asleep. Truly. Truly and honestly. But yeah, I have a boyfriend. That's fun and exciting for me. Paul's so lucky. I'm so awesome. I told him that. I said, wow, you're so lucky. I am so pretty and so funny. And I'm so smart. I graduated college. Bitch. Not you guys. I'm so excited. I graduated college. I went the whole time. The whole time. I think in total I had 145 finished credit hours. Feels like a lot to me. Feels like a lot. It fucking was a lot. Damn. However, my neighbors on this side, like behind my bed, moved out. It was a blind man and his wife. Maybe a third person, their kid. I mean, ain't none of my business. But they moved, and now new people are moving in. They're a little strange. They like to stare. But who wouldn't? I'm beautiful and gorgeous. Do I kind of park a little like an asshole? Yeah, but it's in my spot. Not that it's assigned, but it's my spot. And I'm always in the lines. I'm never over the lines. I'm just a little crooked. Just a little crooked. So, Sulavu, or whatever they say. Wow. Everything's coming up, Hannah. To bring that back. Call back. Happy May, guys. Taylor turns 24. Butter and Dory turn 1 the next day, the day that Paul and I go to see Noah Kahn. Paul is missing my birthday. My birthday party. Because he bought tickets to Bonnaroo before we met. So, whatever. So he's going to do that. He said, you could come to Bonnaroo. And I said, I have a birthday party. Alex is throwing me a birthday party. I have to go to my birthday party. It's literally about me and one other named Hannah. And I'm also going to make it a little bit about Megan. So, Megan, watch out. And maybe about my graduation because I graduated from college. First in my family. Smartest man alive. So I said that once and somebody said, I didn't know you were a man. And I said, it was Taylor's mom. I didn't know you were a man. I said, I'm not, but I'm smarter than all of them. Ooh, burn. I didn't know you were a man. Sorry. You don't know what I got. Oh my god. We went to Miami because the boat boarded. It's a ship. The ship boarded in Miami and like port was in Miami, so we left for Miami, returned back to Miami, whatever. So we went down to Miami on the 1st, so Thursday. And that Friday, some people are just outside walking and yelling loudly. Okay. I was sitting at my desk earlier, obviously, activities. And it was just this car driving past, and this lady yelled, "Fuck you! Fuck you!" from the car, and I said, Taylor at that point, it was 7-ish at that point, and Taylor had been asleep for 3 to 4 hours. And I was like, I wonder if Taylor's awake. I need to go tell her this instantly. But I didn't think she was going to be awake. But then I was going to go downstairs anyway, and I was walking to the door, and I heard something like her bones crack or something, creaking and cracking. She's almost 24 bitches old. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But yeah, then I told her. I was like, "Good morning." Guess what? Well, somebody was yelling outside. Anyway, back to yelling outside. We were in Miami Beach. It was me, my dad, Ashley, McKenna for her 16th birthday. Happy birthday, McKenna. It was 3 days ago. Today's the 18th. It's 3 days ago. Thursday the 15th. Alex, Lydia, Taylor, me, obviously. That's what I started with. So it was 7 of us. And we were walking down the 11th Street or something in South Beach. And I was walking with my dad towards the back because everybody was fucking sprinting. There were so many people. I was like, I'm going to catch a disease. I'm going to get a disease walking through these throngs of people. One man had lemurs and parrots, and he was charging like $15 or something to take a picture with them. I was like, shyster. Return those things to their home. Put them back where you found them. Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. Monsters Inc. But he goes, I think that he was yelling at Alex, but none of us can be certain. He was an insane person. Please don't look at my unmade bed. It's just one blanket that I took a nap with, but my nap was only like an hour. Again, I didn't sleep last night. Just couldn't fall asleep. Paul snoring in my ear. Cool. Anyway, so I took a nap. This man yells, what I think he's yelling at Alex is, he's yelling. He's like holding on to there was like outside seating for the restaurants that lined the street. We were by the Versace house, like where Gianni Versace was killed, where he lived, and then they turned it into a restaurant, really expensive restaurant. It's got a pool inside. Whatever. Watch the documentary. I don't have time to explain. I only got like 27. Hannah Marie, I don't know how to do math. 17 minutes left. Shh. She's holding on. He's got a backpack on and like a big jacket. We're in Miami. We are in Miami. It's hot there. He's leaning on this fence separating the seating thing, and he goes, I will kill you with your own vagina. For real. I'm serious. Huh? Excuse me, sir. What? Do you need a trusted adult to talk to? And so I looked at this man. I looked at my dad. And my dad was looking at this man. And he looked at me. I could feel it. My heart dropped into my guts. My guts, guys. And I said, all right, I'm going to have to fight this man. Legitimately, that is my line of thinking. I said, all right, I'm going to have to fight this man. And I looked at my dad and he goes, who is he yelling at? And I said, I don't know. And he goes, I don't know either. Let's just keep going. And I said, okay, Brian. Okay, B-man. Damn, shit. Okay. You're not down? Thank God that guy was probably hopped up on something. The voices in his head. I said, since we don't know who he's yelling at specifically, I guess I can let him live this time. I did not have this because obviously you can't take this through the TSA. I know. I was like, I don't have a single knife on my person. What am I to do? What's a girl to do? Not stab someone? You want me to fight mano a mano with my hands? I guess. Okay. I don't know. Somebody could yell at me like that and I'd be like, meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. I would not know what to do. Fight, flight, or freeze. Girl, I'm a freezer. When my own life's in danger. Unless you jump out at me around a corner because I did punch somebody really hard once. What's a girl to do? But it's like when Alex's neighbor stole her chickens and I yelled at that lady. Like a lot yelled at that lady, the neighbor. Called her a dumb bitch. I know that was right after I first got on my heart medicine, so I was feeling high and mighty. Because usually my heart rate would have been 200 easy, but it was only like 105. And I was like, I don't feel like I'm gonna die. And I can stick up for someone that I love. Who'd have thunk? Wow. But yeah. And I had taken my 40 milligrams of propranolol that morning. So I probably could have fought that guy easy. Guns. But yeah. So that was Miami. I'm going to kill you with your own vagina for real. I'm serious. And that's poetry. And, do with that information what you will. I kept going, what's he gonna. Kind of like that. Like, how do you. You gonna, like, snake charm it? Get it to attack? Look, girl, what do you mean? But yeah. I'm going to kill you with your own vagina for real. I'm serious. Shit. I guess. Damn. There were these live shows on the boat ship. But one of them was Love and Marriage. So it was like, first of all, it was the longest married couple in the room, the most recently married couple in the room, so the most newlywed, and then the most passionate, which they made them make out in front of us, and I said, like that. I said, because this girl jumped on that man. Like, he was like holding her, and they were like making out, and I said, You can ask Taylor. I did it. Hold on. I'll show you what I did. Let me put the little feet out. I said, just, Taylor calls those my anxiety hands. Or she says when I'm rubbing up and down on my thighs, that's a self-soothing tactic. I said, fuck you. Don't notice the things that I do, my habits. Bitch. Yeah, she calls them my anxiety hands. But yeah, that's what I was doing. I was having anxiety hands about the situation. Anyway, and they got to the oldest couple, and they were like, one of the questions was, what is your husband's last girlfriend's name and one word to describe her? And the old lady was like, her name was Terry, and I didn't really know her, but the only word I could think of to describe her was thighs. Thighs. I said, oh, all the girls with the eating disorders, hey. And then it got to the husband, and he said her name was Terry. And one word to describe her? Fat ass. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, no, cool. The most passionate couple, they had been married for like a fucking a year or something. Fuck you, I don't know. I did not like them. They were strange. The PDA was a little bit much, I guess. Who am I to judge the passion of others, however? What the fuck? Anyway, he said they were both dating people when they met each other in college. Whatever, that's fine. Hey, whatever. Again, who am I? I'm just some bitch. Girl, I don't know nothing. I do got me a boyfriend now, though, so I know some things. Um, Not much, though. It's weird having a boy that likes you after dating a boy who did not like you for 4 years. You know, it's a little bit. When he blows me a kiss as I'm leaving, and I say, shit, fuck, god damn it. Or walks me to my car, no matter how close it is to his apartment door. Every time. Except once. But, I don't remember why. He didn't. The one time. And there was one other time where it was the middle of the day and I was helping him move. And I walked out to my car alone because I needed to move it up to put stuff in it. Helping him move is like we moved his TV in his car and he put like 5 things in my car. Because I said, can I help you move? And he said, I'm doing most of it on Sunday. And I said, I'm free on Saturday. Can I please help you move? And then Taylor said I was doing too much girlfriend stuff without being a girlfriend. And that was the last week of April. And now here we are. Girlfriend. Anyway, she said his name, back to the love and marriage, her name was whatever, fucking Tiffany or something. And I said she was crazy. I said, you are not a girl's girl. I can sense it from here. I looked kind of crazy doing that. You know, whatever. Oh, hey, Sydney. Sydney's not going to see this because Sydney doesn't watch this, but guess what I found? Bitch, it was in my closet. Fuck you. And then it got to the guy and he was like, her name was Tiffany. He sounded dumber. Her name was Tiffany. He didn't have an accent. And I called her a crazy fucking bitch. Oh, word? Word. Okay. Yeah, dog, word. Crazy fucking bitch. I said, it sounds like you met someone while you were dating her and broke up with her to be with that person. I don't know if there was any cheating involved. They did not say on the big stage. On the cruise ship, however, doesn't sound like you were the most sane in this situation either. Olden. I'm fairly certain his name was Holden. The host just was wrong. If not, that's a really dumbass fucking name. Olden. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. Damn. But yeah, those are the biggest things in my life. I'm having a birthday party. You're all invited. It's at Alex's house. So if you know where that is, you know where that is. If not, I don't know, text me, I guess. But it's sure to be a rager. Brie was thrown up on Halloween, and it's going to be just like that, but centered around me. Taylor's fucking cooking something downstairs. I made Teeny's mac and cheese for a potluck at work. It was a hit with the townsfolk. They loved it. Brought some leftovers for Paul. Hopefully he gives me my Tupperware back. He will. I mean, I know where he lives, and also I'm his girlfriend now, so he has to. Or he doesn't. And then it'll just stay at his apartment. But again, I know where that is. Yeah. Yeah. I think he's been, I don't know. I always knock on the door when I get there and wait for him to open it because I'm a gentleman. I called him a whore yesterday. I had my shirt tucked in before we went out for drinks. And he goes, "Is your shirt tucked in?" I wanted to know if it was a bodysuit. And I was like, "No, my shirt's just tucked in to my jeans." I said, "Because I'm a gentleman, unlike you, you common whore." His shirt was not tucked in. You common whore. But yeah. I think he's getting annoyed because I wait for him to open the door. And his door is loud as fucking. It scares me every time. Because I can never hear him coming to open the door. Anyway, his dog Annie, love Annie. She's like a little Velcro puppy. She's a year old. She loves me. Again, who wouldn't? However, she does. Yeah, she slept on me. Another reason I couldn't really sleep is because I had hotbox fucking number 1, 6'2", big ass Paul. He's truly not that big. He's just tall. But he does heat up like a fucking furnace, and it's troublesome, to say the least. And then Velcro dog, 15 pounds of fucking fuzz, heat me up too. Damn. Shit. I was warm. To say the least, I was warm. I woke up and he goes, "How are you doing? How's the overheating going?" And I said, "I am warm." Actually, I think when he said that, I said, "I'm fine," because I was fine in that instance. However, previously I had been warm and I was warm again later on. You know, I just be getting warm. Warm. But yeah, 26 minutes in. Hey guys, thanks for listening to me. I had a dream that Taylor was really mean to me. Crazy. She, we were on a cruise ship. The cruise ship, first of all, went upside down. None of us died though, so that was fun. But Taylor had a bath towel that she was using. She was not actively in the shower, nor was she actively going to get in the shower. But it was hanging there, and I used it to dry my hands. And she comes out of the bathroom after me with the towel and said, "Stop fucking using my towel." I was like, "I just washed my hands, I promise." And she goes, "I don't fucking care. Fucking stop." Damn, okay. Anyway, guys, I had tonsillitis. I'm going to try and con a doctor to take my tonsils out. I also have a neurology appointment scheduled to get Botox in my fucking face so that I stop, so that ceases, or at least doesn't get worse. But yeah, I had tonsillitis. That fucking sucked. I was on a big ass antibiotic for 10 fucking days. It was legitimately that big. Bigger than this. Humongous. Wrecked my shit. My stomach hurt every day until like 3 days ago. On the cruise, I was like, I'm dying. I'm dying. But yeah, I had tonsillitis. It started the day I was helping Paul move. They thought I might have to go to the ER and get a CT because they thought I might have an abscess in my fucking tonsil. This was all red right here, like on the back of my throat was all red and like gross looking, and like this was huge. But then they said, as long as I can tolerate drinking water and I can still breathe, I don't have to go to the ER. But if it gets any worse, I would have had to go to the ER. I was like, I can't go to the ER. I don't have that kind of money. You want me to get a CT? No. Hey, I don't want to, funny enough. No. But then, yeah. So it was a physician's assistant who looked at me and said, "I'm gonna go get the doctor." And I said, fuck. Fuck me, dude. And then the doctor came in. He said, "Nah. Take an antibiotic. You'll be fine." And I said, "Yes." I was sick as a dog. 102 fever for like 2 days. I had a fever dream that a patient beat my ass. Beat my motherfucking ass. Jumped off a table and beat my fucking ass. Like, I woke up drenched in sweat. I had sweat through my hoodie, my pants, my shirt, my socks, everything. I was fucking wet. Like I had gotten water dumped on me. Had to change. Woke up. What the fuck? I get really weird dreams when I'm sick. And then it happened again. Entire set of clothes had to change. Took a shower. I was all wet. Anyway, I'm almost out of time. Hello, it's editing Hannah. Post recording that Hannah. It's been some time. It's 10:27 now. And I was watching that back. First of all, I said Miami so many times. So many times. And this is actually my second time trying to record this because I didn't want to lose. I don't know how video editing works. Okay, I don't know the apps. Adobe Lightroom, Adobe, your mom, I guess. Fuck you. I don't know. I don't know. And I didn't want to lose the video that I previously recorded, which I think is number 4 or 5. I think it's 5. I think it's 5. Back up. Anyway, I realized, first of all, I said Miami 1,000 times. I did. I went there. Miami, South Beach. Miami. Miami, Miami, Miami. But I didn't tell you guys how Paul asked me to be his girlfriend. Also, this is the second time I'm recording this because I tried to record it on my normal computer camera so I could just import media because I know how that button works. And it recorded with my computer microphone. So it sounded... Natalia's calling me. Hold on. Anyway, Natalia called me. It's now 11:14, and I talked to Megan and Natalia, and I already told them this. And so, hello, Megan and Natalia from the future, the past. We talked on the phone. I made this bracelet while we were talking. It says orange juice, and it was supposed to just be orange and blue because those are my favorite colors together. But then I didn't have a blue E, and I couldn't just have a green E, so then I did every other. Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, back to how Paul asked me to be his girlfriend. Paul asked me to be his girlfriend. Dory's staring at me, and can you see it? I think my suitcase is in the way, but she's over there. Anyway, shut up. Natalia also said my hair looked pretty, and that I'm so pretty, so thank you, Natalia. Anyway, love you, girl. Paul asked me. We went to a bar called I Like It Like That. By his apartment. It's across the street from his apartment, so we went there and we got a drink, and then he said something like, "Is it cool if I invite my friends to come?" Or I invited my friends. Informed me. I don't know. I really feel really bad because I don't remember a lot because I blocked it out because I was what? Stressed. Even though I was overjoyed. Stressed. So I don't remember. It makes me feel bad. But I'm sure Paul doesn't mind. But I mind because I want to know what he said. And I don't know what he said. I get the gist. I got the gist in here. But specific things, she's a little hazy. Anyway, I tried to record this before on my normal, just my camera, and it sounded like I was in some fucking tunnel, echo chamber. So I had to re-record it. And this is now try 3. But, I'm just gonna splice all these together. I'm gonna figure it out. Bitch, you fucking watch. Anyway, we're at I Like It Like That. A delightful cocktail establishment. We're sitting across from each other. First of all, Paul was dancing to the music because his chair was bouncy. And he said they really made a mistake giving a guy like me a bouncy seat. He was dancing. And I said, I like everything about you. And it was really annoying for me. It is really annoying for me. Anyhow, so he invites his friends, but his friends can't come till later because they're watching a show, and then his other friend didn't respond, and blah, 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 da, 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 da. So we end up leaving and coming back. So we left the bar, went back to his apartment for half an hour, 45 minutes. Come back. And then his friends come. His friends Will and Will's partner Ben. Delightful men, by the way. Love them. Hey guys. And then after they left, Paul was he's done this twice now, and I think the first time, if I'm remembering correctly, was when he was going to ask me originally to be his girlfriend and chickened out. He's just sitting there like this, staring at me like a ghoul. So me being me, I said, "Why are you staring at me?" And then we went back and forth of me doing this. Why are you staring at me? 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 And then he reached across the table and lowered my hands down from my face. I said, oh God. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. She still hasn't said anything. He's just staring at me like a monster. And then he goes, so how do you feel about dating? Or how do you feel about us dating? I think is what he said. And I said, what do you mean? What do you mean? He said, like you and me dating. And I said, are we not on a date right now? I think I said that. Again, take all of this with a grain of salt because I do not remember. Because I was panicking, even though I was going to say yes. I was panicking. Panicking. Heart medicine can't fix that. And then he said, like, like boyfriend, girlfriend, like, and then I'm pretty sure he said, do you want to be my girlfriend? And I said, yeah, yes, I would love to be your girlfriend. Yeah. Um, and then I think he said, okay, cool, or awesome, or that's great, or something. He said something, I think. And then he said, I was going to ask you a couple weeks ago, but he said I didn't want to rush things, or I didn't want it to be too soon, or something. Very thoughtful, this man is. He said, because we've known each other for 2 months, right? And I said, it hasn't even been 2 months. It was the 17th, and I said, on the 21st, it'll be 2 months. But it has not yet been 2 months. And he said, yeah, and then there was that week that I was in Ireland, and then you were just on your cruise. I didn't want to rush things or something. He said something. I don't know. And I feel really bad about it, and I wish I knew. And maybe I'll ask him to ask me again so that I can remember it. Because I'm a very sentimental person. And that's all. So, my great-grandma, to pivot, sort of, my great-grandma loved pennies. She would always stop to pick up a penny. Find a penny, pick it up, and all day long you'll have good luck. Always would pick up a penny. Penny found is a penny earned. Penny saved. Penny earned is a penny saved. Whatever. Penny saved is penny earned. Ruth. Girl, I don't know. I have a picture of her in my closet because I don't have a frame for it. Anyway, she would always pick up a penny. And so every time my mom sees a penny on the ground, she says, hi, Grandma, and picks it up. And so every time I see a penny on the ground, I say, hi, Grandma, and I pick it up. For my mom's birthday, I got a necklace with my grandma's. I made her a necklace with a penny from my grandma's birth year. And my dad drilled a hole in it, and I put a jump ring in it because he wouldn't let me drill a hole in it. That's neither here nor there. He wouldn't let me drill the hole. So he put the hole in it. I promise it's very important. It's just 11:22. He put the hole in it, I put it on a necklace, gave it to my mom. She never wears it. Whatever. It's not like my feelings are hurt or anything. I do bring it up to her sometimes, though. And Paul and I went to this bar that I had never been to for our first date. And I'm ordering him a drink because he said, I have to pee. Can you order me a drink? And I said, yes. Because there was a line for the bathroom. He was in line for the bathroom, whatever. I ordered him a drink, a gimlet, because he loves gin. Because I'm dating the oldest person possible alive at 25. He likes gin, and his name is Paul. And he was made for me, I guess. Anyway, so I'm ordering this drink at this bar, and I look down, and the bar is made of pennies. And I legit almost cried. The entire bar is layered in pennies that are like epoxied. Because it was a cool place. Thank you, Paul, for picking it. Thank you, Paul, for picking me, except I made the first move. But yeah, and then yesterday I was trying on a pair of jeans for our date because I didn't have a pair of wide leg black jeans. So I went to Old Navy, obviously, and I bought a pair, and there was a penny in the dressing room on the floor. Heads up, penny. And I said, hi, Grandma, while I was trying my jeans on. And then that night, Paul asked me to be his girlfriend. and the world works in mysterious ways. I was on Hinge for less than 1 week before I found Mr. Paul Frederick Connolly. Whitest name possible. I like everything about him. Anyway, after literally, it was like a day or two after I said out loud to the universe, I am not desperate for a man. If I've told you this before, I'm sorry, but I said out loud, I'm not desperate for a man. And little did I know, this 6'2", mustachioed freak was waiting for me, I guess. But yeah, I told Megan this on our call, and she goes, and then did you smooch? And I said, no, because there was a table in between us. We maybe high-fived or were holding hands across the table, but I don't remember. And I feel really bad about it, and I wish I did. But alas, my brain works in mysterious ways. It's called it stops hitting the record button when important things are happening to me. Blank tape reel. Like the sound of old tapes. Somebody rewound the VCR too far, now all the little films everywhere and spitting out. That's what it's like inside my brain when important things to me happen. Yeah. So that's all. I have a Paul for the foreseeable future. He likes me, which is crazy. And I like him, which is also crazy. Sorry not to be a sad sap. Not to be a hopeless romantic, but I do really like him. As unfortunate as that is to like a man. But I like him. I wonder. Give me a second. Hold on. Oh, these are tarot cards. I was like, what is in this little pink sack? I don't know what that is. They're tarot cards that Taylor got for me, next to crocheted animals that Megan got for me, and this little tiny miniature cutting board with bread and a tiny knife. And Megan Gardner, tall Megan, love Megan. She gave it to me and she said, I don't know, it just made me think of you. And I said, uh, crying on the spot. In a little crocheted pouch that she gave me. But yeah, whatever I was just saying in the video was really, really funny. So cue the laughter, please. Please think I'm very funny. Because I'm very funny and hilarious. If you want a friendship bracelet, LMK. Yeah. Oh wait. Guys, John got married. John got remarried at a baseball themed wedding, and it was ugly. And it was ugly and bad. It was ugly and bad, and it was ugly, and it was bad. There are no other words. Cringe. Very cringe. Gauche. Even they got married inside in a room with low ceilings. AstroTurf on the cake table. Under the cake and cupcakes. You didn't have to have a theme for your wedding. It could have just been wedding. It could have just been I am getting wed. It could have just been that. But no. It was baseball themed. My mom said, would it be rude if I commented strike 3 on the post? And that's very funny. And then my grandma said that looks like the ugliest first birthday party I've ever seen. And you know what? That's incredibly true. My hand looks ginormous. I have humongous hands. It's okay. I already know. But yeah, terrible. You didn't have to have a theme for your wedding. Your theme could have been like red or blue. But it wasn't. It was baseball. Baseball. Anyway, back to whatever I was saying. It's very funny. Recap. Was on a boat. I have a boyfriend. Very exciting for me. I really like Paul. He's very nice and very hot. Sorry. Yeah. Had tonsillitis, but I'm powered through because I'm so strong. Antibiotic wrecked my shit though. Thought I was dying. Okay, I think that's all. Love you. Bye. Be good. Don't do anything weird while I'm gone.